Hello there, I have new updates for Line Lancer I wanted to show off. Let me get this game running. The first one would be new visuals. I have upgraded the way outline around the regions is drawn, so now it is drawn under the bridges as opposed to before, where it would incorrectly draw it over. And speaking of, my artist also created this new bridge sprite that I have put into the game. They work pretty well with all the variation over different shapes and lengths of those bridges. Another thing that I have in the game are health bars. So now every unit and castles have health bars drawn around them, so you can see how close the unit is to be defeated. Also, castles slowly regenerate health when not under attack, so it is now important to defend the region before you move on if there are enemies around, since it could be easily retaken. I also improved a little bit the way I calculate the arcs for the arrows, so they are a little more smoother and overall look a little bit better. Units also have underwent initial balance pass, so all of the statistics like attack speed or damage have been set for every unit type. Now warriors, for example, attack much quicker than archers to compensate for their low range. Different factions each have their own statistics, so they differ a little bit between each other and have unique strengths and weaknesses. I also implemented a couple other things, like now when you start a new game and you have a player in the game rather than being in observer mode, the game starts with camera zoomed in on your region, so you are no longer lost in case you are not familiar with the map where you start at. Also, I have new visuals for the menu for creating buildings. So now you get preview of how the building looks and cost. And buildings that you can't afford are now grayed out, so you can clearly see what you can build. Same thing with upgrade menu. Now you can see what it will look like when you upgrade and how much it will cost. Buildings also display how many units they can spawn rather than it being obscured, so you can clearly see whatever building has its maximum amount of units spawned. And another thing that was part of the balance is now the higher level your building is, the more units it can spawn. So it is now much more preferable to upgrade buildings, since they not only get better statistics, but also they have you can have more of the units. Same with the farms and other resource buildings, they now give much more resources, so you can get by with much fewer amount of farms. And like you can see how this dramatically increased my income with just one farm. And speaking of resources, now I have unique resource name for each faction, so the mages have mana instead of gold, since they have mana crystals that power their economy. And that is pretty much it for this update. See you next time.